channel. First of all, I did not shout out whose outfit I had on last week. Last week, my t-shirt that say black girls are the originator of this flash. That is a Sonya boutique style that she sent me like probably a year ago. Well, maybe not a year ago, but maybe, no, around Valentine's Day, she sent me that actually, because I remember wearing one of the outfits. And she also sent me some stuff that I'm going to be giving away. So please look out on sometime this week. I'll do a giveaway or whatever. This brooch is from my boutique. It's like a Chanel 5 with pearls. And this shirt she also sent me as well. So I just want to shout out Sonya's boutique. I'm going to link her information below. Please shop with her. She's so sweet. She is a wonderful woman of God. She is just the sweetest, prettiest girl that I have met across my YouTube feed. Anywho, today I want to talk about something that is very sensitive to me because people just do not understand my journey and things like that. But I was not gonna talk about this right now on my channel. I was gonna talk about it later on this week. But this weekend, I had so much come against me in this area of my life. I was like, well, maybe I should talk about it on my channel. So today we're gonna talk about being single, like how people associate being single with being lonely and unhappy, when in fact God says that being single is better than being married. Okay, though a lot of people in the world, not a lot of people, most people in the world feel like if you are single past a certain age that there is A, something wrong with you, B, you're being unavailable, or C, don't nobody want you. None of those things are, it's something that I definitely had to get on this journey and get through, because I am constantly, my family is full of women. Almost all the women in my family have children and are married. I never ever wanted to be a mother young. I never wanted to get married young. That was never something I truly desired in my heart. Now, I definitely would say not being a mother young. Being married, I always have wanted to be with someone that I loved. Regardless if we were going to get married or not, I always wanted to be in a relationship. That was not my story though. And I had to come to grips a long time ago that my story that God has given me, this journey that I am walking with him, is I didn't get to pick. I didn't get to pick who comes in and out of my life, things like that. I have actually told God to, like, hey, being celibate is too much of a burden, you know, like I need you to like back up a little bit. And in that same week, he has allowed me to get in a situation with someone that I slept with, that ended up being of no good to me, and ended up me having to come back to God and repent, because I basically told him to take his covering off of me so I can go do what I wanted to do, which I found out very early was not the best thing. So I have, the longest stint of me being celibate was like 4.5 years. 4.5 years. And that's when I told him, I was like, bro, this is like a lot. Like, I'm not feeling it. I want somebody to touch me. I want to be loved. I want something. And God said, from anyone? You want that from anyone? You want anyone just because they are a man, they look good, they have their stuff together. You want anybody to touch you? So, and I had to think about that, because the Holy Spirit is definitely somebody that's very prevalent in my life that I talk to, like I talk to my best friends. I had to really come to grips that just because you're lonely and you want somebody does not mean that that is the time that you should be out seeking and looking for that. Women should never seek and look for something like that. You should always be open. If somebody like, I want to introduce you to someone, of course, be open to it. Try it out, because you never know what form that God is going to bring that person into your life, or what vessel he's going to use to bring that person to pass. But I also had to understand that I want a certain relationship from God. I do not want someone who is just like I'm settling for. I want the actual person that God says, hey, this is something that you should pursue. Not something that I went on Tinder looking for. Not something that I went on Instagram looking for. Not something that I went on Facebook dating looking for. None of that. I didn't want any of that, because to me, every person that I know that is in a relationship that God orchestrated and designed for them to be in, it's never like, and not bashing online dating. Some people really get success from online dating. I don't know them. I've only seen commercials and heard through like the grapevine. But God also showed me 2009, I'm talking about way back, 09, that I would be married and that relationship would be, I would be celibate. I would not be, we would not have sex before we got married. That is something that a lot of people do not know about me. That is something that I'm not the most comfortable with sharing. So that weeds out about every man that I've ever dated. That weeds out every type of guy that even comes my way. Guys are not checking for anyone that's celibate, because they're like, I need to know, like, if you're good in bed. I need to know if I even like you. Or most people don't even know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody that they do not have sex with. You know, the best relationships in your life that you don't have sex with, your friends. Men love their friends. They love their friends. They love their little female friends that they claim they don't want to have sex with. They love their male friends that they're not having sex with, hopefully. And God is like, you can have a relationship that is great with someone that you are not physically having sex with before you marry them. Y'all do it every single day with your friends. Those relationships are wonderful because you get to know those people without anything physical. So therefore, I really get to see who this person is without being blinded by wanting to have sex with them or being blinded by the lust of them. So the reason why I came on here is because I listened to a girl on YouTube. She's 33 as well. She is single. She does not have any kids. She has a big YouTube channel. She's just like a lifestyle YouTuber. And I just so happened to come across her video, and I clicked on it because the title was like 33 single, no kids, and happy and winning, or something like that. So in the comments, I wrote, I'm 33 as well. I'm single and I do not have children. About, and I'm looking down some on my phone, about, in this case, is J-Lux. This is band is J-Lux, you know. We're winning over here. About, let's see, 2 hours later, a guy named Bob W said, I put 33 single, no kids, and winning as well. Bob W said, you're losing big time. So I had to get Bob together, okay? Because a long time ago, this would have bothered me, because this is how men really truly feel. But this is how men truly feel that have no relationship with God, know nothing about God, know nothing about spiritual relationships, know nothing about really truly loving a person, okay? I said, at Bob W, the only person losing is someone on a Saturday night commenting on a single person's comment on YouTube to try to bring them down. I would never, but happy people never do. Okay, go back to minding my business, because you know, when someone mentions you on YouTube, they send you an email and like a notification on my phone, at least if it's set up that way. So Tally Wave decided he wanted to get in on this. So Tally Wave goes, at Jessie D Realty, not really, you're thinking small. If someone wants kids and marriage, the later women wait, statistically the odds of having either drop drastically. The odds of lasting relationships decrease drastically, and less men will have sexual interest in you. Okay. And maybe if you let yourself go and, you know, you just don't look good, then of course. But if you keep yourself up and you look the best that you've ever looked, why would somebody sexually, if they've waited on you? Because that's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, my husband's gonna be somebody that's waited on me. He's not gonna just be somebody that wanted me for sex and just so happened to be stuck with me and decide that he really likes me. That's not the relationship that I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a really God coveted relationship. I go, tally wave. What God has for someone is not on the timetable of the world. That's what's wrong with people. They operate on their own timetable instead of God's timetable, because too many people have the mindset you have. That's why divorce is 50%. I'd rather wait on him than get married 3 times. And tally wave, I mean that from the bottom of my soul, okay? One thing that I'm not going to let someone do or hear somebody saying to someone who is on a spiritual walk with God that has truly heard the Lord tell them about waiting or something, I'm not going to never let somebody on the internet make me feel a certain type of way about myself or about the decisions that I make when they don't know my walk. So this is also, I want to say something, just a little punchline to people. Do not get up under people's comments or what they say trying to tell them about themselves if this is something that is truly only affecting them. If they're not coming at someone rude, if they're not talking about you, if this is their own personal walk with God, you need to keep your judgment to yourself, because it's unwanted information, it's hate spread out to the world. And it's what's wrong with these girls that's on social media that feel like they have to follow behind the Kardashians and follow behind Ari and Jada Waiter. And, well, Cardi had kids when she had married, so I can't talk about Cardi. But let me tell y'all something. America, US, whatever, do not follow behind these people on social media because they're not happy. Not one of them. You gotta understand something. Is Jada Waiter married? Is Bernice Burgos married? Is Ari married to Moneybagg? No. Does he love her? Yes. It seems that way. But if we don't know their relationship, so I don't technically speak on that. But what I do know is that God says, stop laying down with everyone you like. Stop. And I'm not under any circumstance necessary judging anyone, but what I tell my niece them when they glorify these people because they have nice cars, they have nice looking bodies that they've paid for. You cannot want respect from men when you go out and put silicone in your breast, move fat from your stomach to your butt, and think guys are going to just respect you. You're asking for attention, and that's what you're going to get. Does the guy marry the girl he gives the most attention to? Not really. We can't say that me going out getting a better body is going to make someone love me more. Do I want a better body than I have today? Yes. But have I have even went and made a consultation with a doctor about getting liposuction. Have I ever thought about enhancing my breast and butt? No, not in a fake way. I did want liposuction because it was hard for me to lose weight. Did I go through with it? No, because the Holy Spirit said you can lose the weight on your own. Do not go and get something that is going to make you look abnormal. So I couldn't, because I was so scared to be put to sleep. And how can I pray and ask God to protect me and bring me out of this when he didn't tell me to go there in the first place? So I really can't say something. So whatever happened would have been at my own risk. That's a risk that I just wasn't willing to take, because I know how much the devil hates me. I'd be dead. So I'm like, I'll just do my thing and get up and actually try to make myself look better, okay? And I just want to be comfortable in my skin and my clothes. If my husband does not want me how I look now, then he wasn't sent to me. I shouldn't have to enhance myself to make a guy want to be with me. That is not going to keep them. Just like having children with them is not going to keep them, Jada. So you have to understand that what you see on social media and what the world glorifies is never going to be something that God will agree with. Especially when it comes to relationship stuff. Like, we should not be looking to social media about relationships. I know so many people that's in a relationship, they're yoked with the same person, that they both want to be seen, they both want to be like, they like a bunch of likes, they like a bunch of attention. I don't want an attention seeking man, because that means that he's going to be prideful. And I don't want to put on and put our life out and be fake for the world to think that we're popping or this power couple. I really truly want to be that. I don't want to have to portray and be fake. So therefore, my walk and the things that I've asked God for is going to take me longer to get there. Would I be wrong? I don't know. I've had people tell me you are an absolute fool, women and men, for trying to wait to have sex. Ain't nobody waiting to have sex. Nobody's doing that. And most people are not happy in their relationship. Divorce is 50%. Like, I had to quit listening to the same people who, they're statistically, they're losing. You know? So it's like, am I going to listen to what God said? Am I going to listen to what people say? And now I've gotten to the point where I'm spiritually mature that I don't care what people say. If I'm wrong, God would have already dealt with me in my prayer time, my spiritual time, if I want something that he did not want for me. I just believe that in my heart of hearts, and that's what I know. And I'm going to link the video that I watched down below too as well, just so y'all can see these comments, because it's absolutely ridiculous. Because that wasn't the end of the thread, okay? But also, I wanted to say this because I used to date this guy, whose name I will not say, because a lot of people that's gonna watch this video, they're gonna know exactly who this person is. Because he's a very known person in my city. I'm 33, he's about 35. He's not married either. He does not have children. I thought that this was gonna be someone that I would marry. Our families know each other, different things like that, but he is not, we were not spiritually yoked. Therefore, he believed that money, if you had money, you didn't need God, basically that type of thing. He said he has all this because he made it happen. He didn't believe that he was blessed or anything like that. So therefore, me and him were not going to ever see eye to eye spiritually. We quit talking. When I went to school, he was very, very, very unsupportive for me going back to school, very unsupportive of anything that I wanted to do. He felt that women should cook, clean, support their men, and sit at home and be quiet, because that's how his father and his mother relationship were. And I said, I will never be the woman whose full identity is put in their husband, being a wife and being a mother. Do I want to be a wife? Do I want to be a mother? Absolutely, 125%. I want to carry both of those titles. But under no circumstance necessary will I lose the things that God has given me and put in my heart to share with the world, to share my journey, to be a steward of the things that he's given me, to be a wife and a mother. No, I could do all those things together. But he felt that I shouldn't be career driven. I shouldn't be this type of person that is just like wanting so much and so many different things. I need to just, women are put on this earth for two things, basically, is what he says. Like, that's all you really need women for. Because he makes, I think, maybe like $40,000, $50,000 a month or something like that. He feels like, you know, he doesn't want his wife to work. Which is fine. You will find women that do not want to work. They want to be a wife, they want to be a mother, and that's it. I'm not her. I've never been that type of person that want to just sit at home and their man work, and I sit at home and take care of the kids, and like, what identity is in that? I would be so bored. And he made me feel like I was never, all this happened recently, and he just reached back out to me this weekend and tried to apologize after he told me, this is what he said. and I really don't like to share my personal business, but this is what he said. He said that because my mother works hard and because my father did not do that for my mother, I don't know what that looks like. And basically, he basically tried to make his mother seem as if she was better than my mother and other people in the city because his dad is the breadwinner. She don't have to work. So me, you have to understand, this is somebody that I thought I would marry. Could you imagine being married to someone that says those things or really feels that type of way? Because I would have had blinders on like the world wanted me to have on and say, he doesn't have any kids. He's not ever been married. He loves you. He wants to be with you. He has a wonderful career. He has enough money where you don't have to work. Like, you'll be a fool. Like, this is what people was telling me. Because he would do certain things that like women wanted, buy nice gifts, do things like that. But in the back of my mind, in my heart and soul, I knew this was not the person for me. And I just recently found out that this is what he really thought. This year, maybe like a couple of months ago, I found that out. So anyways, this past weekend, he reached out to me and apologized. I didn't respond to him. I didn't say anything because when you get to the point where you're comfortable enough to try to berate my family and compare them to yours as if your family is better than mine, when it comes to like money things, man, I could never lay down with you. I could never look at you and have some type of love for you that's outside of a love that I'm just supposed to have for my brother and sister in Christ. I could never be romantically in love with you because you spoke ill about something that you know absolutely nothing about. And I really stooped down when we had this conversation because it did not go over well at all on my end because you don't talk about my family. And plus, his father has had children out on his mother. So I'm like, do you really think that I think that your father is better than my father when your father cheated on your mother and had children with another woman that's in my family? And you thought that I was going to think that he didn't know that I knew that. He didn't know that I knew about his father's infidelities. That's why you should be quiet. And who blindly listens to people when they don't know the whole story? But anywho, rewind. He reached out to me this weekend and tried to apologize. Did I accept his apology? Spiritually, I accept his apology. Physically, I did not tell him that I accept his apology. I just let it move on, roll off my shoulders because he said he wanted to do dinner. Boy, me and you are never going to be together because you're not the person for me. God has shown me that time and time again. God said every time that you try to open that door back up, I close that door because that door is not a door that you no longer can walk through. We move past that. This person has already told you that he wants his wife to be somebody. He wants his wife to be somebody who sits at home. You said that's not you. So I was so hurt about what he said. I told my mother about it. And I said, Mom, like, this is what he was saying. Like, am I wrong? You know, am I supposed to sit at home and be a mother? Like, what does God say? So, of course, we go look. What does God say about women working? And about women being their own boss. And this is what God says. Proverbs 31 says that which is what we call like the virtuous woman. This woman took care of her children. She took care of her husband. She worked. She was I would say designer because she would make dresses and different things like that. She would applaud her husband because he was very well known in the city, talked to city councils, things like that. She was a boss, basically. She owned her own business and she also was a mother, whom I inspired to be. And I know Proverbs 31 woman, the virtuous woman, is cliche, but under no circumstance necessary does it ever say that a woman is supposed to lose her whole entire identity and become a mother and a wife It does not say that at all. God wants two whole people to become one. He doesn't want half of you and half of him. He wants this person, that the people that he puts together. I said the people that God put together, not the world put together, not social media put together. Even though you can meet your husband on social media, there's, you know, whatever. When I say that, I'm not saying go look for him, but if he approaches you and that's how y'all meet, whatever. Anywho, you can do all that. God never, we don't know how these things will come about. But what I know for sure is that God never said you be just a wife and a mother and that's it. God said I put women on the earth to help men. Help. Not say lay down and do nothing and make him do everything. It does not say that. And then another reason why I do not listen to people that are out on the outside looking in, because when I talk to married people, they tell me, wait, don't be in a rush, wait. Don't be in a rush to be a mother. Wait, I'm telling you, it's a full-time job. It's a lot of work. Make sure you got somebody that's going to help you. Make sure that the person that you are with is the person that you're supposed to marry. Make sure. Don't mess up like I did. Therefore, why in the world would I be listening and worrying about what other people say? I'm tired of defending myself. I'm tired of defending the decisions that I made to people. You have to understand something. The path that I take, the path that a lot of girls that I see on YouTube and different places take is different. They're older when they get married. They've found themselves. They've had fun. They've been able to build their business. They've been able to become these bosses, and they've been able to get close with God and understand their real destiny, purpose, calling on this earth without the distraction of being in a marriage. Because most people I know that say things like this, they've been in a relationship their whole life. They don't even know what it's like to be single. They will probably kill themselves if they have to be single for longer than a few months. And I just have never been that person. I've always enjoyed being single and getting to know myself and talking to God and getting to really know like who I really am. Because it's turmoil that goes on in your mind when you're in your 20s and early 30s thinking about what I'm supposed to do, who am I, why am I here, you know, those big questions in life. And it's hard to do when you're a mother, when you're a wife, you know, that's very hard to do because you're trying to conform to being this person that we are told that is the most important thing that you would ever have to be, and they are. That's why it's good to find those things out before. If God tells us to wait till we have sex to be married and we actually do that, how many of y'all be married in the 20s? How many? If God said wait till you have sex, wait to have sex, how many of y'all that have children would not have children if he said wait to have sex? Wait, find me and wait on that stuff. Why does he say that? He tells everybody that. So it's not just something that we're supposed to do for a short period of time. He said that only certain people that's on their walk know. It's just that so few will do it that it looks like the few that do it is something wrong with us. But under no circumstance necessary is there anything wrong with a woman in her 30s, single, without children, saying that she's waiting on God. There's nothing wrong with that, and I stand firm and I believe that. In a few years or whenever it is that God brings this special person along, what are people gonna say then? What if the person that I'm waiting on is somebody that you wanted? Somebody that you wish you had. Instead of, what would you say then? I don't know. But anywho, under no circumstance should we be judging other people for their walk. If this is my walk and this is what I truly believe, say, yo, that's good for you. I can't do it, but that's good for you. And just leave it at that. Let it alone. Because of course you can do it. God didn't push you to that. If I wanted to get married and have kids, could I have been? Yes, to the wrong person. Not one guy that I have dated that's come along or that I've met and I would say, hey, if I'd have married him, it would have been all right. No. They have not. They have all been exes and somebody that's passed along for a certain reason. Nobody I needed to cling on to. Nobody I needed to hope and pray that they do right. Now, are some people married that did not wait and are very happy? Yes, but it's very small amounts. So small, so small. And it probably took a lot of prayer. We don't know what goes on in that household. We don't know. We have no idea. And it's not for us to know. It's not for us to judge. We have to take our own individual walks and be accountable for that. I do have days where I wonder, am I doing the right thing? But God always reassures me that I am. Keep moving. Keep doing the things that I told you to do. Spread your story, because you're not doing this alone. It's several other women that are in the same boat where people tell them the same thing and they don't know. I mean, they've made movies about it, for God's sakes. And I'm gonna just believe that one day soon God is gonna bring me that person when I'm mature and ready to be in a real committed relationship with someone who is also a child of God as well. But that's not a story for today. My story was, do not judge people. Let's walk as your own. Should have been the title of this. Do not judge people's walk as your own. That is their walk. That is their walk, their shoes. Let them walk in them. Let them do what they need to do, because at the end of the day, we are all going to look back on our life and wish we did other things that we didn't. There's things I wish I could take back. There's guys I wish I would have never had anywhere near close to me. And I can't go back. I can just learn from my mistakes and let people know that there's things outside of going on around you, generational curses, things like that, that really need to be focused on and broken in your family. As everyone in your family had children young and been not end up marrying the person they had children with and things like that. That wasn't the life that I wanted. I watched so many of my family members do it, and I never wanted to do it because it was too much. I watched them. I learned from people's mistakes. I promise you I do. I be like, yeah, not gonna do that. Not gonna, that won't be part of my story. I see how that ended up. It did not work out at all. And if it's something that's in God's word for me not to do and I see somebody else do it, I'd be a fool to try to repeat and try to think that I can do it better. No, I will fail just like they did. But I just wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit about, you know, the things that I have saw this weekend. And I'm also reading the book, Why Do Men Love Bitches? And it is a good book, okay? So it definitely has shown me a little bit about dating and, you know, not being the nice person and getting walked over, because, you know, that's a whole nother video in itself. But I definitely am more stronger and more focused and have so much more wisdom than I did when I was in my 20s. If I would have married somebody that I dated in my 20s, I would not be here doing what I'm doing today. It would have completely altered my life. I would be so far away from the journey that God has put me on. And I thank God for grace, because I did not get the things that I deserved, okay? But anywho, I'm just gonna wrap this up. But I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. Do not forget to check the comments below with the different things that we sell at J Lux, and the shirt that I'm wearing, the Sonia Boutique stuff. And please go support her. Support this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please go to my new channel, subscribe, like, share my videos. It's gonna be all about beauty and my weight loss journey that I'm on. It's gonna be about all the products that we sell at J Lux. It is gonna be about the different things that I do to, you know, it's gonna be like this channel is about putting the emotional side of me out. That side's gonna be the physical side, how I transform physically. I started this channel 4 years ago. That one I just started. So just go and follow my journey with me. I hope you guys enjoy and understand that my heart is all in this, okay? God told me to make this channel 4 years ago, and it's not where I want it to be because I didn't put the work in. I didn't do like he gave me a seed. I planted it randomly, you know, so I did not do what he told me to do. But I'm here, and it's just me, and I am just trying to follow through with what he told me to do. So please like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in a couple days. Bye.